I hope you can give me one knee. Go down on one knee.
To USS Liberty Honorary Crewman Larry S. Broyle, Sr. The membership of the USS Liberty Veterans Association, the LVA, hereby grants Larry Broyles all rights, privileges as an honorary crewman for the unselfish and exemplary action, unwavering support taken both presently and on June 9, 1967, risking life and limb to prevent the ship from sinking. Presented by the Liberty Veterans Association Board of Directors, April 2017.
When I told the story of Larry, what he's been through, to my president of the Daytona Beach Navy League, he became very fired up. His name is Ted Turowski, and Ted said, hey, a gentleman like that has got to be part of our Navy League. So you're hereby become a member of the Daytona Beach Navy Council. And you're in good standing. Okay, all right.
On behalf of my wife, because she's been up many nights hearing me squabble and say I've got to change this, I've got to do that. And I'm making a lot of phone calls. I didn't know that this was coming, so I'll say now it's well worth it. Thank you guys. It's been almost 50 years, fellas.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of folks that I've seen that day is no longer with us. A lot of guys that we put in green bags is long gone. They're in heaven with God Almighty. I thank the presence of every one of y'all and every one of the remaining survivors, and I was glad to do it. And if it was tomorrow, I'd climb on the Liberty again. I love all you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Larry. By all accounts, the Liberty should have sunk. The only thing that was separating us from disaster was those thin bulkheads that Larry shored up. If those bulkheads had broken, we would have flooded and sunk immediately. And we didn't have anything, we didn't have any rafts or boats to get on. We would have been in the water. We had 174 wounded, and most of them would have perished. We really feel that we were spared for a reason. And once you look into the Liberty story, I think you'll understand where I'm coming from. That we were spared for a purpose. And that purpose is for us to be here. We lost 34 of our sailors. I'm going to read their names. We pay tribute to their passing. Our executive officer, Philip McCutcheon Armstrong. James Cecil Price. Stephen Spencer Toth. Raymond Eugene Lynn. Melvin Douglas Smith. William Bernard Allenbaum. Francis Brown. Ronnie Jordan Campbell. Jerry L. Converse. Robert Burton Eisenberg. Jerry Lee Goss. Curtis Allen Graves, Warren Edward Hersey, Alan Higgins, Richard Walter Keith, James Lupton, Dwayne Margriff, Anthony Peter Mendel, John Smith Jr., John Spiker, Alexander Thompson, Thomas Thornton, Philip Tiki, Frederick Walton, Gary Blanchard, Lawrence Hayden, Carl Orr, James Linnell, David Balbo, Carl Nigel, David Skolak, Jack Raper, Edward Redmar, Alan Blue. Try to picture 34 of those here right now in body bags. That's what we think of every day. Our blessed shipmates. What they happen to be at the wrong place at the right time, I guess, the wrong time. The sailors that were in the area where the torpedo went off, literally, they were standing there, and sailors to the right and left of them would have perished, and for some reason they're alive. The awesomeness of them here today in one piece, to be able to talk to you and to share our stories, is so very important to you that you know the truth. And with that, thank you for very much, and turn it over to the speaker again.
Thank you, Mr. Bello. USS Liberty survivor Bob Scarborough. He and Representative David Byrd. They will uncover the bench. Move on with the program, I would like to give you just a short history of our park. This was a dream that became a reality, and there was a lot of hard work involved in it. There was a lot of planning. I think, and I know I'm prejudiced, but I think it's the most beautiful park, Veterans Park, anywhere that I've seen. Right. And we are very, very proud of this in Savannah, Tennessee. And in honor of the USS Liberty crew, I would like to tell you that we had one spot left for a bench. So y'all are getting the last bench in this park, and we salute you and we congratulate you. If you would please stand, the memorial bench will be dedicated by the Selma, Tennessee American Legion Post number 162 Honor Guard, and will give the 21 gun salute, followed by taps played in memory and honor of the fallen USS Liberty crewmen. I would now like to introduce Mr. Phil Turney, Liberty survivor, three-time president, USS Liberty Veterans Association, author and film producer, and Dave Gahary, producer, film production, Erasing the Liberty.
Very much. Well, thank all of you for being here. It's a special honor for me and my shipmates to be honored by this great town, this great mayor, this fantastic pastor, all the veterans here and their spouses, and all the names on these beautiful, beautiful tributes to veterans in the past. We're all in our 70s or older. And so it's time to get the truth out. And that's what we've all been trying to do for the last 30, 35 years. It's been a tough, tough road to get done, believe me. Now, 2/3 of the crew, as Ernie has described, was either dead or wounded. 2/3 of them. The mess deck was full of people, laying anywhere they could lie. Their wounds were so grave, when you looked at the men, you would cry. They were wounded so terribly. These gentlemen here to my right, the 3 communication technicians and their crew members, are some of the bravest men that I've ever met in my life. They did not leave their duty stations when they could have run like rats, but they did. They stayed right there when 5 torpedoes were coming at us. We had over 850 cannon rocket holes in the ship, over 5,000 armor-piercing bullets in our ship, napalm burning us up, and helicopters hovering overhead to finish us off. Now this story doesn't end there. I've written 2 books, one called What I Saw That Day, which is more of a personal account, and the other one is this book here, Erasing the Liberty. And it's our hope and dream, been working on this for the last year, to make a feature film out of this great book, Erasing the Liberty. The first book I did was mainly about what I encountered. This book and others that follow are from these crew members. All of them sitting here except Bob, and he'll add his, Bob Scarborough, he'll add his when he wants to, because we can always add on to this book. But Erasing the Liberty has been my battle to keep alive the memory of Israel's attack on the USS Liberty June 8, 1967, where most of the crew was killed in the Mediterranean and international waters. Our beef is to get the real story out, what really happened. 50 years is far too long for this cover-up to go on. Far, far too long. We need not to hate anybody, but what is right and what is wrong is wrong. Nobody should be allowed to get by with cold-blooded murder, not even the Zionist state of Israel. That's just the way it is. Now, this book will be for sale. Mr. Gahari will take care of that. And I also want to recognize a very dear friend of mine, Commander James Smith. Please stand up. Smitty and I were in the same repair group, repair division. I can't tell you what it means to be up here and to have my shipmate that I know so well standing here alive. God bless him. And he was a worker, I'll tell you, one of the best in the world. And his beautiful wife, Barb. I want to first give this first book to the mayor of your great city in Hill Savannah. Dear Mayor Bob Schutt, the Liberty Crew thanks you for this great honor. Small town America loves its veterans. Excuse me. Very respectfully, Philip F. Turney. Thank you, sir. The second one I'd like to present to is Pastor Paul. Dear Pastor Paul, thank you for your prayers. We were in God's hands. No one else was there to protect us. Very respectfully, Philip F. Turney. Now, this is something that Larry Broyles has been doing for so many years. And he's had a lot of people that didn't want him, this wonderful bench to be sitting here where it is now. As you all know, Larry was the past commander, he was the past adjutant at 4606 VFW here in Savannah. And they tried to run him off, a few of the members. Lanny Sander, C.D. Rickman, Tommy Lewis, and Ronnie Davis. And he has great friends in this town and all over the country. One of his best friends is Ray Parrish. Ray Parrish is a great man, a fine human being that loves his country and loves veterans. Larry J. Broyles has been wrong, terribly wrong, by being pushed out of the VFW that he loves so much. All because of jealousy. On his DD-214, he did not have a revised vision, which this is here. It's a DD-215. I've got one. These gentlemen probably got one. And if you were aboard the Liberty on June 8th or June the 9th, he was awarded the Combat Action Ribbon and the Presidential Unit Citation by my shipmate Joe Lentini some years back. This is an official copy. He is and always will be honored for his sacrifices aboard the Liberty and taking us back to Malta, Larry. God bless you for that. And our deepest respect from the crew. The ones that couldn't make it would like to be here. Believe me, they respect you very, very much. And thanks to the board of directors for their wisdom and their honoring you. They all honor you, Larry. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dave, I promised you sunshine. We got it, but we better hurry.
Thank you, preacher.
That's right. Brother Paul, I asked him to pray last night that we have sunshine, and it worked.
Talk fast.
All right, we got about 60 seconds before the storm comes in. All right, I'm going to talk fast. No, I'm kidding. Thanks, everybody, for this beautiful day today. I was not on the USS Liberty. I was in the U.S. Navy, but not on the Liberty, and it was an honor sitting up there with these fine men. Thank you, Larry Broyles, for what you've done, and everyone else who had something to do with it. I'll just be very quick now and tell you that, as Phil mentioned, the book, Erasing the Liberty, we have several of them as we're exiting the park here, which is probably going to be in a few seconds. And they are for sale. You can get a copy of the book for $25. You can get an autographed copy of the book for $50 or an inscribed copy of the book for $100. All of the money is being used to fund the full-length feature film, which we are putting together right now. People don't know the story about the Liberty, unfortunately. The Liberty is the most decorated ship in the history of the United States Navy for a single action, and nobody knows about it. Hollywood pumps out movies constantly that have nothing to do with anything, and after you watch them, you wonder, why did I waste 2 hours of my life just watching them? We want to get this movie done, so please help us, and we'll see you at the exit. Thank you very much.
You tell him you were kidding about that signature.
No, I wasn't kidding about the signature.
Before we leave, I would like to recognize our former state Adjutant General, Major General Dan Wood. Dan has been a good friend of ours for many, many years and did a fantastic job as the General of the State of Tennessee. Also, past DFW State Commander of Tennessee, Ray Parrish. And I would quickly like to read the names of the survivors: Mr. Phil Turney, Joe Latini, Bob Scarborough, Bernie Gallo, Jim Smith, and Dan Kahari. Guys, we can't